Well, good morning, one and all. It is on a Wednesday morning. We're in a different town. We got us a permission here. We did a little door knocking. We got us a permission in this house. It looks to me like it's easily from the 20s, maybe earlier than that. It's not a huge property, but the old gentleman was nice enough to let us detect his yard. We got a promise on another one that they weren't going to be home today, but this one's going to be killer. That other one, that'll be another video.
That's going to be a good one.
But we've got, we're going to get suited up, hunting with low tide Tim today. And we're going to get suited up. While we're getting suited up, here's the tech tip from Myers Metal Detecting. And I think it's going to be on setting your Excalibur and your Equinox up to hunt the beach. So I hope you enjoy that tech tip. We're going to get suited up and we'll bring you back in when we find the first target.
Hey folks, Phil Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors, and today I'm doing a quick tutorial on the equinox to help you get started, especially beach hunting. That's all we're going to focus on today because I'm here in Tampa, Florida, and a lot of people buy the equinox for the beach. And they ask me different settings, and this will get you up and started. Now down the road, you'll probably, as you learn the detector after 100 hours or so, they say it takes to learn a detector, you may want to change your settings. But I'm just going to give you some good settings to get started on the beach and explain it to you. So the first thing you got to do is turn this detector on. I do have my backlight on so you can see here in the video. So hopefully you can see it all. Let me go through my, the first thing you have to do is turn your sensitivity, and I would set that at 18. Now in my shop here, I don't know if you can hear the chatter on it, but it's, there's electromagnetic interference. So you got a little chatter going on there, so I'm going to turn this down here. But when you're on the beach, start at 18. You may be able to run that a little higher, but starting point, I would say, especially here in Tampa or in St. Pete on our Pinellas County beaches, run it at start at 18. Now I'm in beach 1, and the way you change those programs is just to hit the detector button. As you can see, gold 1, 2, and I'm going back to beach 1. Okay, set your sensitivity to 18. Then the next thing you got to do, if you have your screen cover on here, this is my display model, so I hadn't put the screen cover on it, but you would have an English language if you're English or speak English. That the first button there, if you hit the gear button, would be noise cancel. It would say noise cancel underneath it. Then hit that check X button, and it's going to go through a noise cancel. Now theoretically, if I hit the pinpoint button, we're back in the multi-frequency. It's been noise canceled. We set our sensitivity 18. Theoretically, we're ready to go. Now I'm going to go through and show you the other adjustments on here. Noise cancel. That one is the ground balance, which we're not going to touch ground balance. Here in Florida on our beaches, don't worry about ground balance. Run the beach mode. All right, the next one is target volume. I run my target volume up on 25. I'm a little hard of hearing. The next one is threshold control. Now you can run a little background hum if you like. Some people are annoyed by that, so you could leave that at 0. That's up to your preference. All right, the very next one is your target tones, number of tones. You have a choice of 1, everything same tone, 2 would be fairest unfairest, 5 or 50. I run the default 5. I find that I like that. I like the high tones for coins, for silver, or whatnot. And then the next item you have is your accept and reject. As you see, we got a -9. That's taking out all the iron. The very next item is the, what do they call that? Response rate, target response rate. It's on 6. That's the default on the 800 is 6. That's fine. Down the road, if you're coin or relic hunting, some people will slow that down a little bit, put it down on like 3 or 4, and theoretically you're going to, and I've air tested it, I haven't done it out in the field, but you're going to get a little better depth, might get an inch deeper. But 6 is a good starting point. And then hit the pinpoint button, we're back in the hunt mode. So as you see here, I've turned my sensitivity down When I'm on that beach, I'm up at 18. But it'll be a little chatty in here. If you're on the beach and it's chatty like that, making noise, racket, jumping all over the place, turn your sensitivity down a bit. Because you're still going to get excellent depth. But you want to make sure your detector doesn't make a sound unless there's a metal target there. I also run in the all metal mode. See how everything's turned on now? If I go with a iron target, hopefully you'll be able to hear this. An iron target. It's a negative number, and it's also a subdued low tone. And I like to hunt on the beach. I'll get bored if I don't hear something, so I'll put that in the all metal mode. And it also helps me aiding, and as you get close to a bottle cap, you'll hear that. When you're going over it, a lot of times it'll read in the gold range, and when you're going away from it, it goes back to the negativity. And that's an easy way to tell that's a bottle cap. So the most important thing is put it in the beach 1 or 2 hunt modes, noise cancel, and set your sensitivity. You got your sensitivity at 18, and you got it noise canceled, and you're in beach mode, you're ready to go. Anyway, that's how I run on the beach. I will turn my sensitivity up a little higher than 18 if it doesn't get chatty. If it starts getting chatty, I'll back it down 1 or 2 to make sure it's quiet when I'm hunting. So that way, if you hear something, it is a target. Anyway, if you have any other questions, call me. My phone number is 813-237-1939, or my email is flphil.com. That's FLPHIL. Oh, flphil@me.com. Got to put the me in there. And my website is myersdepot.com. MYERSDEPOT.com. And that's the MindLab Equinox beach hunting, and that would work for 6 or the 800. The 600 just has a few less features, and the defaults are a little different, but they'll both in the beach mode work extremely well on our Florida beaches. Thank you and happy hunting. Hey folks, Phil Myers here for Myers Metal Detectors, and today's video I'm going to show you my settings on the Excalibur 2. This is an Excalibur 1000, but it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to show you that, give you some basics on it. That way, if you were just got your detector and you need some info on how to set it up, I'll show you the best way to run this here in Florida anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you I run this in all metal, which on your detector will be the pinpoint mode. And the reason I do that is I can run my sensitivity maxed out, and it's going to go the deepest. Now don't leave me bad feedback or argue with me about that. If you run in the discriminant mode and it's deeper for you, then keep doing that. But I find that I can run my sensitivity maxed out, and it will be the deepest for me here in Tampa, Florida, or in St. Pete. Anyway, the way I do that, the first knob, you've got pinpoint or discriminant. I run in the pinpoint mode, okay? And then when I hit a target, because there's not targets everywhere, when I hit the target, I'll switch back over to discriminant mode, go over the target, and see if it's something I want to dig by the sound. If it's a real low growl or it nulls out, I know it's iron and I keep going. I'll dig anything that's not iron on the beach. The second knob is my, this is your turn on knob. So you're going to turn it on, and I'm going to turn my threshold way up so you can hear it. And let me move it away from something metal. Okay. I have a pinpoint switch built into my handle. That's an accessory you can do down the road if you like. But the easiest way is I run it in all metal. And I've got my sensitivity. If you look here, just before auto would be max. So when it clicks into auto, you can run it auto. I run it auto a lot of times. But just before auto is the maximum on the sensitivity. Anyway, I've got my threshold volume turned up real loud so you can hear it. And if you hear that in the pinpoint mode, that threshold never changes unless the target's in front of it. Alright, the next knob you have is your target volume. And I usually run that around 3 o'clock. and even the camera's probably 8 feet away, I'm sure you can hear that. Now, normally I would have my threshold turned way down to just barely audible. Now, so you can hear my targets. And then if I move it over to the discriminant mode, a nice mellow medium tone for my gold. All right, so now the next knob we have over here is our discrimination. And the discrimination, I run that on 3. If you turn it up to 5 or you turn it up higher than 3, you're going to lose some small gold items. Yeah, you may knock out the pull tabs, but you're also losing some gold. Now, if I go over and at discrimination of 3, I can usually tell it's a bottle cap or a piece of rusty iron. I've got this piece of iron in my hand that's a wrench, and this is what will happen. It just nulls out. And you should test that on some targets yourself. And test it in the discriminant mode on some bottle caps. You'll hear a low growl or it'll null out. I probably eliminate at least 95% of my bottle caps. Some of the new ones that are wrapped in aluminum foil will fool me sometimes, or some of the certain brands can fool me. But for the most part, I'm able to eliminate those. So as you see my detector, you probably notice my knobs. Those are the Anderson knobs. They're nice and big and easy for me to turn. And they've got an Allen head on the side. And the new ones from MindLab, when you after you use them for about a year, they strip out. You're going to need to get a set of knobs from Anderson. That's what I use. And of course we sell them here in the shop. And then also I took the knob guard off. That's a little guard that we put on it. That way it keeps your knobs protected. If you were to accidentally drop this, theoretically it would land on that aluminum, not on your detector knobs, and break the little spindles that the knobs sit into. So that's just a good idea to put that on to protect it. Also, I have aftermarket headphones, but if you're new to the Excalibur, just keep the headphones you have on there. They have excellent sound quality. Some people complained about the comfort level, but I didn't notice that, but I do like the Grey Ghost I have on it. Anyway, that's how I have my Excalibur set up. Best thing for you to do is set it up similar to what I have here, and then do some air testing with different targets so you can hear how it sounds. And I don't know if you can hear my threshold. I kind of turned it down. The threshold is a nice steady hum. It never changes. If you hunt in the discriminant mode, that threshold level tone moves up and down, and for me that's kind of annoying. That's why I like to run in the pinpoint mode. Anyway, that's my demo on how I set my Excalibur up, and if you have any questions on it, you can email me at flphil@me.com. That's FloridaPhil@me.com, and of course my website is minersdepot.com. Thank you and happy hunting. Get out there and find some gold.
Isn't it?
That or lipstick. I'm not sure.
Well, Low Tide Tim has scored the first good find here. I can't really see it. He says it says 18 what?
1890, February 25th.
Hold that up so we can get a smiley picture here. Let me get my big old fat butt up off the ground. That looks like a lipstick tube or something, doesn't it?
Yep.
1890, that's a very cool find.
Very good.
Very good, we're on to it today.
I'm happy with it.
Low Tide Tim has given us the lipstick smile. That's it. Let's get on with it. Good find, Tim, good find. You're my man. Well, we got one. Our second target is a weedy. I can't see, it's cloudy today, so my vision being bad is I can't see the date on it. But it is indeed a wheat scent. I don't think Tim has found any wheat scents, so I'm one up on the weedy challenge today. But he did find that cool lipstick holder, so far he's got the find of the day, but let's see if we can change that, shall we? So we're on the board with the wheat scent. I'm happy. Let's get on. Here's another find. It's an old belt buckle. I don't know if it's a belt buckle or not. It's a buckle. Let's put it that way. Tim's got better eyes, so he's looking to see if there's any writing on it. Still got the little tang on it. So it's fairly old, I think. Could be turn of the century, early part of the, 1900s. Whatever it is, I'm glad to have it. So let's keep on keeping on. Tim got us another find here. He's got us an old pocket knife. It's in real good shape. How deep was it?
About 3 or 4 inches.
When did it ring up?
All kinds of numbers.
Was it all over the
It's got
place?
Rust and stainless steel and a
Yeah.
little bit of brass in it.
Yeah. That's cool. That is cool. Well, we're finding some stuff. I found a part of a lamp, I think.
Oh yeah.
This is what that part of the lamp I found. Tim's found that, so we're finding some stuff, and we ain't been. He found an old screwdriver.
I think I'm in the tool section.
It's Tim the Tool Man. Low tide, Tim the Tool Man. That's it.
One more tool.
One more tool.
Socket.
A socket. I tell you what, he's can go into business now. We're doing all right. Good finds, buddy.
All right.
Let's find us some sill. Now, that's not a buff, that's a buff. Look at that. I don't know what it's made out of, but it rang up a real high squeaking 32, 33. I mean, you look at that. That is cool. That is cool. Hey, Tim. That is just absolutely cool. I don't care who you are. This is cool. Hey. Hey, man, when I find a buff, man.
Find the real.
That's a herd. I mean, it rang up high, squeaking 32,
Like copper.
33.
Looks like copper.
Yeah, some kind of commemorative thing, but if you're going to find a buff, you might as well
Find the biggest one.
find the biggest one you can in the herd. That's interesting to me. I can't tell what's written on it. Some kind of
coin.
promotional piece, probably.
This is 1935.
Yeah,
Date.
that's with the date on it. Interesting. Well, like I said, when you find a buff, you might as well find a big one. So that's cool. Let's keep on going on. Okay, that's cool. Timmy just got him a silver plated spoon. It's in good shape. I forget what, I can't see what it says on the back.
Oxford Silver Plate Company.
Oxford, that's cool. It's got a nice design on it. Now when we have lunch, he's got a utensil.
We can really have lunch.
He can have a silver spoon in his jug. Way to go, Low Tide Tim. What did it ring up?
Only 20 something.
Really?
27.
Well, that's about right then. Yeah. Very cool. So this yard has been good to us today. No silver other than silver plate, and a big old gigantic buffalo.
Yeah.
But what the heck, we're having fun. So we're gonna continue on, eat our lunch, and we got permission for the next yard next door, so we'll go on and we'll see you later. Well, here's a new one, a tape measure. Rang up good too. So it's pouring rain, so I don't know how much longer we're gonna hunt. We're not finding a whole bunch. If we were finding the silver, that'd be a different thing, but we're not. So I don't know, this may be the last target. If not, we'll see you on the wrap up.